Hello guys, welcome to Funktastic. Today I'm going to show you how to have your propeller rotating whilst following the main body of the helicopter, if you want to create a helicopter there. I've got it working here and I wanted to show you what you will be learning. So I will delete everything else so we can start from scratch and you can see how it's all put together. Okay, so what we'll need to do first is we need to collect all our logic together and place it out so we can see what we're going to be using. So I will do that now. We'll go to interval trigger, which we'll need, and we'll need 3 of these. I'll explain a bit about them in a moment. We need an object position event, and we need 3 of these. And now we need a data source. We will be needing 3 of these. We'll connect them all up in a moment. Just get everything sorted. We also now need a vector object Sorry. So I got a bit distracted there. But we only need 2 of these, which are going to be for these 2, which are the ones that are going to operate the propellers. And now we need 2 dummy objects because we've got 2 propellers that we want to follow another object. So the dummy objects are in common and game dummy objects. I'll just place these here. Okay, so what we'll do first, we'll set up the main body so he's travelling in the right direction with the OPE, the object position event. So to do that, go to the first interval trigger, we'll go down to the interval ticks and we'll reduce that all the way to 1. Now we do that because if you imagine an animation, if you imagine a book of blank pages, like with 100 pages, and you draw an image on each one, each slightly different, you know the old story, and if you flick through it, the animation fluidly flows and it looks like, you know, it's moving. Well, that's basically what happens there with that. Each tick is sort of a page out of that book. So if you start all the way from 1, as it goes through, you get the fluid motion. If you start it on a different tick, then you'll get the skip, because you'll miss out all the other pages of it. That's how someone explained it to me. I thought it was rather a good explanation. So what we do is we reduce that to 1. We select the interval trigger and we tie it to the object position event. Now the object position event, we go down to modify position, and it's usually the X that goes along that angle, that axis, and you press triangle on it and then select the data source. Go back to the object position event, scroll all the way down to select event targets. Now we select the main body because that's what we wish to be moving, and hopefully that should move it in that direction. They're probably at the wrong speed. Yep, there we go, it's moving at the wrong speed. So what we do, if we want it at a slower speed, we go to the curve data source and we reduce how far you want. This is how far it's going to go. So if you want it 200 or reduce it, so we'll reduce it to just 20 maybe, I think. Yes, see how far that goes. Well, yeah, 20, 25. And it actually was going probably at the correct speed for me for the example. So we'll leave it on 1. But if you wanted it to go faster, to get to 25, so it'll be faster. If you wanted it to go slow, you make the time longer and then it'll go slower. But anyway, we'll keep it at 1. You quickly do that by pressing square. And we're not bothered about, I think we're not going to deal with that at this present time. We don't want it to loop because we don't want it to repeat or return. Helicopter got reverse. So, well, now we have that sorted, we'll move these so they're underneath. So we know they're there. That's for the helicopters. Okay, now let's start by making these propellers rotate. To do that, we have to do exactly the same. And use, for sure, and at the OPE. Now, you can do it a different way, which makes it quicker. You can just set this up and then copy and paste your logic as so. But I got them all out so you can actually see what I was doing, so I'll just leave it as it is. So you go to the interval trigger event, and again you want to reduce that all the way down to 1. Select the event filter and then tie it to the object position event again. The object position event. Now we don't want modify position, we want modify rotation because we want it to rotate. And I think it's yaw, so we press triangle on yaw, go to the data source, which is the blue one, and as you can see it's connected with a green arrow giving you what you've chosen, which is yaw in this case. Select the event target and select the propeller. Now it should rotate. Now it is rotating. Too slow and maybe one direction. So to change the direction, you just change that to minus. And if it's the other way around, you change it to plus. So we want it to go a proper full circle 360. So that's 360 degrees. And want to continue over and over on a loop. So we press loop. Now if you wanted it to slow down and start up, slow down, you would change the curve on it. But you want it to just continue without any gap, so you leave it at linear. Okay, I think that's that sorted. Now it should go, yes. But again, now we want it to go faster. So to go faster, we reduce the time it's going to take to do 1 360. So say we'll just reduce it to around about half. And yes, that'll do for what we want to show. Now that's that one done. Now we'll do this one. Select the logic you got out of the scroll at the top, the menu, whatever you want to call it. And do exactly the same. Reduce the interval trigger use the interval on the interval trigger to 1. Select the event and tie it to the OPE. Select the opposite position event, go again all the way down to yaw, press triangle and select the data source. Select the OPE, go to select event targets, and this is a target, this bad boy here, and tie it to that, and you'll get a blue line every time you connect them. And again that should go. So yep, we want it faster again. So to get it faster, again you just reduce the time. And we also wanted to do 360. So we'll put it to 360. This is on the plus side. So I think it's going in the right direction as it is, so that's fine. And again we leave that at linear. And we want it to loop again, so we connect the looping. We select the looping. And let's just see how that goes. There we go. That'll do for me. Now we've got the body moving in the correct direction. We've got the propellers moving and rotating like we want them. Now we need them to follow that. Now I've found that this is why you have to use 2 separate OPEs, for each one, because you have to use 2 separate vectors to connect them. So we'll just put that one there, and we'll put that one with that one. Now, we'll leave that for now. Now, select one of the dummy objects we got out earlier, we prepared earlier, as I say in the cooking program, and put it where you would like the propeller to appear. Do the same for the other dummy object, put it where you'd like the propeller to appear on there. Now, I probably should have had something that had like a hollow in the side, so I'll just put it behind it. Just, I mean, it doesn't matter where you put it, to be honest. Just as long as you get it in exactly where you want it. So put it there. You can see them. So, go to the main object, select, because it's already, I've already glued it. So select glue members, and you select that dummy object, and you select the other dummy object. And there you go. Now that's that prepared. Now we'll do the back propeller first. So you go to the vector, object info, and you select the object. Now the object you want to select is the dummy object that you just glued to that moving body. And you go back to the vector object info. No, you don't. Sorry. You go to the object data object position event. Sorry, excuse me. So you go to the object position event. Go to local, just under the modified position area. Uncheck that because you don't want it on local. And press triangle on all 3 of these. So it's on the position X. You want it on the X-axis to follow that. And you want the same for the Y, and the same for the Z. So that is giving that information as to where it wants to be. That is so this OPE here is reading information from this as to what position this dummy object is, and it's telling that to tell that, oh you need to be following that. So that should work now, and I'll give it a shot, and there you go. I just want to get that correctly in the right place. There you go, and there you go. That looks fine to me. That's that one moving. You do exactly the same for this one, but you select this dummy object because you want that to follow that dummy object, which in turn follows the whole body while it's doing its thing. So again, you go to OPE and you collect the information, and you do that by unchecking the local, going on X and tying it, and you do it to all 3 accesses. So again, that's collecting the information from there as to where that is, and also reading, and then telling that, oh, you need to be following that, while also following what this guy says here. So, do you get that? I hope so. Okay, that should work fine. Let's give it a test. Oh, before I don't want to pull this up, so it looks like it's rotating around something. Oh. Right, there we go. I'll give it a whack. Bam. So basically that's, it's not that hard. You must remember that in here, this is vital to uncheck. If you don't, this is what happens. Watch, junk, and it'll zip off somewhere in the middle of the editor. So always uncheck this box. You don't want to go by the local, and make sure unchecked. There you go. I hope you can. This teaches you something. I learned it from a tutorial, so hopefully I can give back just as what I gained from watching one. Well, you've been with the Funk. Come back another day, see what else I've got to show you. Again, I'm not sure what at the moment, but keep an eye out. Thanks very much. Goodbye.